Hi, I'm Giovanna Herrera. I will discuss Microsoft decisions and we found the following. Pros. Fast entry into the digital advertising market. Acquisition of key technology allows us to compete with Google. Addition to a network advertisers and specialized talent. It strengthens monetization and block competitors. Cons. Paid an 85% premium and increased financial risks. Potential cultural clash with a quantif, doubts about synergies and advertisers confident, result in a goodwill impairment of over USD 6 billion. I will recommend negotiating a lower price, securing key talent, integrating Atlas technology first, defining a career monetization strategy from the outset, and evaluating whether a partnership was better than such an expensive purchase.
Hi, I'm Gustavo Rivero, and we're going to discuss the key assets and the purchase price allocation. First, the most important assets Microsoft gained were the customer relationships valued at $476 million, the technology-based intangible assets valued at $327 million, and the Atlas ad serving platform, a strategic tool that competed directly with Google's DoubleClick. Altogether, Microsoft identified $938 million in identifiable intangible assets, which strengthened its digital advertising capabilities. Second, when we compare the purchase price with Aquantive's last balance sheet, the difference is significant. Aquantive reported around 995 million in total assets and 348 million in liabilities, far below what Microsoft paid. The acquisition cost was $6 billion, and most of that amount was recorded as goodwill, roughly 5.3 billion. This goodwill reflects that strategic value, brand strength, customer base, and other intangible benefits that were not captured in Aquantive's final statements. In summary, Microsoft paid a substantial premium because it saw a strong strategic potential in Aquantive's technology and market position. Okay, to continue, we're going to answer why did Microsoft pay so much more for Aquantive? Microsoft paid far more than the book value of Aquantive's assets because the accounting records only showed about 647 million in net assets, while the acquisition price was nearly 6 billion. The difference, over 5.2 billion, was recorded as goodwill. That goodwill represented strategic intangibles not captured on the balance sheet. Atlas adds serving technology, a strong advertiser and publisher network, client relationships, and specialized human capital. Microsoft also paid an 85% premium over the stock price because that market was consolidating quickly. Google had already acquired DoubleClick, Yahoo bought Right Media, and WPP acquired 24/7 Real Media. Aquantive was one of the last major independent players, and paying more was the only way to secure the deal and close the competitive gap. In short, Microsoft wasn't buying physical assets, it was buying the ability to compete with Google and Yahoo in a fast growing digital advertising market.
Hi, I'm Angie Cáceres and will explain the goodwill recounts and Microsoft balance sheets. The goodwill from Microsoft acquisitions of Aquantic represents the extra value Microsoft paid beyond the company's identifiable assets. Microsoft paid $6 billion while Aquantic's identifiable net assets were only about 1.1 billion, so the difference was recorded at goodwill. This goodwill reflects needs that for assets, separate assets such as quantitative advertising technologies, its relationships with advertisers and publishers, its experienced teams, and the FAUCH benefits and synergies its Microsoft expect friendly actions. Since the goodwill is amortized, Microsoft debts its every year and later the company reconciles and impairments because the extra retail were not archived.
Hello, my name is Yanela Garayer Borda, and I will talk about if a standard were established, a mosaic approach will be used. Um, 1. maintain goodwill in accordance with use gap, allow it to be used until evidence of an error in the accounting record is presented. This will hurt the company because it will generate a reversal in impairment and manipulate the DCF assumptions. 2. Introduction limited life amortization. This will generate amortization over 10 to 12 years, depending on the type of acquisition. 3. Combined with simple impairment test. 1. A single stage. 2. A simple quantitative indicator, for example, accumulate renew decline older 20 percentage, or margins below the original plan. 4. Demand greater transparency, real and yourself disclosure. If you want goodwill to be credible, company need to disclose what assumptions they used, what synergies were actually achieved. Thank you.